Hi, beautiful people. I just got out of a 3 hour long shamanic journey that I do on a monthly basis, sometimes more frequent, sometimes less frequent. And it's a women's circle that I have been in for a couple of years now, from 2018 to be more specific. And what I want to talk about today is the solar eclipse. But I do want to talk about what you can do if you are just beginning your spiritual journey. Hi everyone, my name is Tiana and welcome to my channel. Let's dive in. So first I'd like to say that the solar eclipse, as many of you probably know, is a shift in energy. It's very potent. It can completely move you into a new direction in life. And for me, this is very significant because 7 years ago, when the last solar eclipse happened, it really propelled me into a completely new direction in life. And I thought I would stay on that path for a while, but throughout my journey in the past 7 years, I knew that I wasn't quite still aligned on the path that I needed to be on, and that there were still some major transformations that will need to happen for me to truly get aligned to where I was supposed to be. So it is a powerful catalyst for change, and radical moments of the universe happen during that time. So for me, 7 years ago, I was you. I had no idea what it meant to be on a spiritual journey. I tried to understand it, to read about it, to get curious about it, and to know what I was doing, but I was very clueless. But a series of events happened, and I found a shamanic group or tribe in New York City. I also found other avenues that propelled me and helped me through my spiritual journey. Some of those were Buddhist, Zen Buddhist mentors and teachers. Some of those were energy healers. Some of those were shamans. Most of them were shamans. Some of those were yoga teachers, and so on. But what the eclipses are, they're about finding your path. It's good to pause at that time and to really, really reflect on what the past 7 years for you have been and what kind of themes were unfolding. So for me, I knew I was really tapping into something that was very unknown, and it was at times very scary because it was unknown, and I was so used to throughout my whole life of just holding on to the things that are safe and holding on to the things that I can control. And this was something that I couldn't control, so it was obviously quite scary. The important thing to note is that the solar eclipse is often a synonym to an ego death, and that's exactly what ego will try to do, is keep you in a familiar space, keep you somewhere where it feels safe, and not allow you to tap into your true potential, which really happens only when you let go of control. This was a very hard concept for me, especially because the safety net for me, I worked on very, very hard as an immigrant into the United States. So what I created and what I've built, the financial safety net and another safety net, was hard for me to let go of. eventually the universe has made me do it. And the universe will do that to you. If you're not aligned with your path, at some point the transformation will happen whether you like it or not. And a lot of times it's better to lean into the transformation if you know that that's what needs to happen. So number one thing to do during the solar eclipse is really sit with yourself and ask yourself, how were your past 7 years? The solar eclipse doesn't happen so often, so it happened 7 years ago in 2017, and I believe the next one will happen in 2033, so 9 years from now. These are propellers of big change. So sit with yourself, meditate, and ask yourself, how are your past 7 years? How is your life right now? How do you feel in terms of where you are in your life? Do you feel that you're aligned with your purpose? Do you feel that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing on this planet? Do you feel out of alignment? Do you feel you're in a great relationship with yourself, with others? And really sit with that and kind of stew on it. So that's number one thing that I think is really helpful during this time. Solar eclipse can bring fateful encounters. Also, solar eclipse is not just April 8th, Monday. You may experience changes and transformations during the next weeks or even months. So take a note of what kind of encounters you're experiencing. You could be experiencing breakdowns, but also breakthroughs. So keep a note of that. You could also likely feel that everything is kind of falling apart and the ground under your feet is pretty shaky and you just don't feel safe. And it's funny that I'm saying this because yesterday we had a small earthquake here in New York City, and this kind of spoke to me as well, because I don't think it's a coincidence that it's happening at the same time or right before the solar eclipse. So if there is something that needs to be changed in your life, the solar eclipse will shake up that stale energy and push you into the direction of moving. So you will feel that something is propelling you to move and make the change. What you could do, like I said initially, you should just sit with yourself and the reflection of your life. You should also ground yourself. You can do that in nature, or if it's cold outside, you can do that with a grounding mat. I use that. Embrace the slow living. Try to really, or not try, do a lot of self-care. Because eclipses can be quite unpredictable and it's quite difficult to prepare because you don't really know what you're up against. Everyone is different and everyone's path is different, and you can't really, even for yourself, in comparison to the last solar eclipse, you can't really prepare for this one in the same way because you don't know what's coming for you. They're the cycles, and they do influence spiritual growth and karmic fate. So it's great time for meditation, mindfulness, sound healing, also journaling. If you're journaling, which I like to do a lot, and it has helped me over the years a lot, set the intention. set powerful intentions for personal growth and for leading the transformation. And of course, there is one really important thing is to let go and trust that whatever comes up is what needs to come up. And take a note of the things that have been holding you back. What is it that you need to let go of? What are your attachments? Are you attached to your current relationship? Do you feel like it's holding you back or keeping you stuck or keeping you stale? How are you feeling about your job? How are you feeling about your other relationships? About where you are physically? Maybe you're attached to the material things. Maybe you're attached to your house, your apartment, the location where you are. Take a note of the things that represent some attachment to you, that you know for a fact that if you were to let those go, that it would propel a major transformation in your life. And that may feel very scary and very unpredictable and a lot of fear may come up, fear of the unknown, fear of, oh my God, I'm not gonna make it, or what if I never find love, or what if I move and I don't make it, I'm ruined financially. Take a note of those fears and try to let go of those, because for the most part, those exact fears is our ego keeping us in a safe environment or in a safe place. But in reality, what this ego is doing also is keeping you from your fullest potential. So trust your intuition, trust yourself, trust your inner guidance and your inner voice, and don't let the ego keep you in the same environment where you have been in the past 7 years if you know that needs to change. So thank you for being here. Thank you for joining my channel. Thank you for listening. Thank you for starting on this spiritual journey. It is really not easy. I know, I've been there, I'm still there. Although I'm not the beginner or new anymore, I believe that the spiritual journey is never ending and there is no end point or end destination. You continue to work on yourself, you continue to go through personal development and growth and multiple ego deaths, and sometimes it's very hard, and you could be in a dark place, but overall I commend you for doing this. Not a lot of people do. So thank you for that, and I will see you very soon. Thank you.